Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Sunday. We are just going to pop the tops on 7 of the hives. The smallest hive, I'm going to look through it and see if I see eggs. Preferably, I would like to see the queen. It seems like they're increasingly getting less and less busy, which probably means I might not have a queen that's laying enough to let them have numbers, so a failing queen. So it might just be one of those situations where if the queen at this point isn't doing well, I've tried feeding them, they don't really want the food, so we'll see what's going on with it. It'll be what we'll do last, only because at this point, if there is no queen, I'm not going to feed them resources from another hive because it's too late for them to make a queen. But we'll see when we get to that point. It'll be the last one today, just because if there is no queen, I either have to make the quick decision to merge them with another hive or buy a new queen, which I don't know if it's too late. I'd have to research that and ask other people's opinions. But anyway, we're going to just pop the tops, make sure they look pretty good, and see how everyone's doing. What we don't want to see are lots and lots of beetles. Not too bad. They're honestly not that grumpy. There's quite a few bees up here. So we're going to see if they'll let me take a quick peek. So, not too bad. Not too grumpy either. So I think they're okay. So that's literally all we're doing. Just checking to see what we got. There we go. Darn uneven ground. All right, so now let's take a peek at this one. Numbers are good. I saw one beetle, so not bad. Numbers are really good. So we're just going to see what we can see. There is a queen excluder on this one, so not much funny in that, but that's alright. As long as beetles are not a thing, we're okay. Alright. So they're doing good. Not too many beetles, so I think we're doing okay. Seeing what we can see. Very good. So far, not too bad. We're going to see how this one is doing. Ooh, no. Hold on. All right. Let me get some smoke. Hold on. All right, so may actually just, okay. So what I discovered is that top box was not worked on at all and had a lot of hive beetles on it, which is what you don't want this time of year. So I'm just taking that whole box off because there's just not enough bees to protect it, and just giving them these boxes to work with. And then any hive beetles that I just accidentally put in there, they will get because they're small enough. Alright, we're going to put that box right there. And then we're going to put their lid back on. Alright, we're going to let them do their thing. All the bees that are left in that box will fly in. Now on to this one. Lots of bees. That's good. So just let me take a little peek-see. Almost time to take this off, I think. Just smishing any beetles that I can. They are not looking too bad, so I think we're good. I think sooner rather than later we're going to take these boxes off and then just start feeding them. Now we want to see if we can drive these ladies down. I don't even think that fazed them. Let's see what you ladies have going on. Alright, so this one still has some brood that needs to hatch. A lot of brood, actually. So, let me get an empty box because I do want to go down one more box. try to get those ladies down. So what I'm going to do, like I did last week, it was raining, so I couldn't do it both boxes. But this box, I know, does not have a queen. In fact, we can double make sure of that real quick. What I'm doing is checking the cells that are empty, and I see no eggs, so I know she wasn't in that top box, which is a success. So now, same thing that we did last week, we're going to pick that up, we're going to move it, we're going to smoke them a lot, because like I said, I want to drive that queen down. If she is up here, make her go down, down, down. And then, I've got a fresh box. We're gonna check frame by frame to make sure the queen is not here. And I'm only doing this because in a couple weeks when I go to extract whatever honey is left from these guys, we will stick it, they'll just have this one brood box for winter. Go. Oh man, that's tight. I guess helps me get rid of some hive beetles too. Because if I see them, I'm going to squish them. So like I said, we're making sure the queen's not up here. But that's a honey frame, so most likely not. But shake, shake, shake. A little bit of brood, but not much, so we're good. All right. So this is a very overachieving queen, I can tell you that. There are eggs in almost every one of those. So definitely let me smoke some more. We're just trying to drive the queen down. I would hope by now she'd be down, but you never know. So anyway, the reason why, for those of you who are tuning in a little later, the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to make sure my queen is not up in any of these top boxes, because I'm going to put a queen excluder on, and that way she's in the bottom box. But I don't know if we'll be able to see. I can't. It's hard to tell. I can't see my screen. It's hard to tell, but all of those have eggs in them. So eggs and larvae. And look, some of these ladies are emerging. That's pretty cool. All right. So, Her Highness is not up there, so that's good. We're just making sure Her Highness isn't on this frame, which is not even a built-out frame. So, not too worried about that. Wow. Look at this pretty old frame that they're working on. They were working on filling that with honey, that's for sure. So again, we're just shaking out these because I don't want my queen to be stuck up top. Right, these last two are really packed. Alright. So now there's my smoke. Alright, so now that that box is getting cleared, there we go. Alright, so they all have their comb. Just a little around the edges. And then I promise, ladies, I'm putting you back. Alright. I wanted to do that last week, I just didn't have the time with the rain. Now, over the next couple weeks, the bees that hatch out of this box and the top box I'm about to put back on, there is actually another entrance, so they'll have a way out. So this is just one big hive. They'll be really good for winter. It is a very gigantic hive. And it's a heavy hive. Let's see. I think that's on there as well as it can be. All right. How is that sitting? That lid is a little warped, so it gets a beetle. All right. So it gets a rock. All right, so now everyone's queen excluders are all the way to the bottom. So let's see how well this hive is doing. Pretty full. Full of bees, that is. Alright, I'll let you keep it. It looks like enough of you. You're protecting it fairly well. So, alright. I'll let you be. That's one big anthill. Okay. Let's see how this is going to do it. Alright. Again, this one's queen excluder, so I'm just checking to see if they have honey up here. Also to see if they need this taken away. No honey. So they're either eating it or they just haven't gotten to there, but they're not making honey right now. There's just not enough stuff blooming. Alright. Last hive. And this one is we really want to see the queen, but mainly we want to see her eggs. And we want to see more than just a couple. Only because I think they're struggling. Actually, I know they're struggling. But every time I open them, their numbers seem pretty well. So, let's see what we got going. Like I said. The goal is to see Her Highness today. Most definitely. But even better, we want to see lots of eggs. It's not normally good to do a full inspection like this, but like I said, I want to see eggs or Her Highness, because otherwise that tells me that they could be queenless, and then I'll have to research if it's better to just combine them this time of year or if I should buy them another queen, but I think it's a little late to do that. Alright, so there's some late stage larvae. Not seeing any eggs. This time of year you really don't want to do this kind of inspection, but I'm doing this kind of inspection because, like I said, I'm just a little concerned So there's some eggs. Not a lot, but some. There's some eggs. This is such a hard decision. Because she's obviously not... I mean, I know you don't see this many eggs this time of year, but like, I don't even see much pollen. I mean, I see some pollen, not a lot. She's in here because there are some eggs. There's just not a lot. All right, well, I guess what I'll do with this one is I'm just gonna heavy feed. Like maybe syrup thick feed. And see what we got there. There's not enough bees on that one right here to matter, so. At this point, you know what? I see eggs. I see some larvae. We're just gonna let it be. Oh, here she is. There's Her Highness. She looks fairly big. So, like I said, we're gonna just heavy feed. So now that I know where Her Highness is, we're just gonna put this right there. Alright, so heavy feeding on this one. And she looks like a nice big girl. So, we're not queenless. They're not aggressive. They don't have many stores though. So we're gonna heavy feed them and just see how they go. All right. So we're probably not gonna do a video next week. I think we're gonna go probably 2 weeks. I know beginning of December, like right after Thanksgiving, whatever little bit of honey they have, I will harvest and then we'll share between everyone. And then like the videos are gonna get probably either later in the day if I do any more, or possibly just me talking without going in the hives, because when it's cold in the morning you can't do them. So we have to wait till the afternoon, and sometimes depending on if I have to go back to work on Sundays, whenever that starts up for the library, I may not be able to do videos. So we're getting to that time of year where they're gonna just kind of start laying low, less active. We're gonna keep an eye on this hive because it is my weakest, but it's got a queen. She looks nice and healthy. She just needs maybe a little bit more food. Everyone else looks pretty good. I'm going to clean up the bee yard, and then maybe I'll see you guys next week. Just a small quick video, just a little walk around, or see you guys in 2 weeks, because ultimately that big overachieving hive over there has to go a couple weeks at least, because it does have newly fresh eggs, and they're going to need a way to escape and hatch and all that. So we're going to let that hive do its thing, and then once it's done, no larvae or eggs are up top, well, excuse me, no more eggs are up top, then we'll harvest honey from everyone, and then we'll all share it. So I hope everyone has a good rest of your day. I'm going to clean up and call it an afternoon. Till next time.